So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, is Suicide Squad better than the one from a couple years ago? I think it is, but is it any good? Is it worth like going to the theater? I mean, what do you think?
I think it is vastly superior to the original.
I got to go with him. It is night and day better, all right? From the directing to the choreography, even the acting a little bit. It's still super silly.
Suicide Squad has come home.
Well, I tell you what, it's definitely not the other Suicide Squad.
It isn't. It isn't. It isn't the David Mayer version. It is the James Gunn version. James Gunn, continue to direct movies.
Yes.
You're making us very happy. This is the gutsy, violent, in your mother face that I've been waiting for, man.
Yeah, when I turned this on, I didn't know it was going to be rated R. And then I started seeing like people being scalped and people's faces being blown off.
Severe bloodshed.
Like, yeah, I was like, okay, so it's that
like,
kind of movie.
Oh man, this movie's like, going into that territory.
Yes, I was
It knows
so excited.
Exactly what it wants to be, man. A good movie knows exactly what it wants to be. This movie is, like you said, at times kooky, at times tongue-in-cheek, right?
But it's not trying to be something, it's not trying too hard. It's very self-aware. We'll get into that later. Now, before we get into all the juicy details, guys, just want to let you know that obviously we mentioned that this is directed by James Gunn, the same guy that helmed the Guardians of the Galaxy, so you knew it was going to be good. This is a story that brings together this band of villainous misfits, and they're trying to save the world, not because they want to, but because they have to.
They have to. They're hired by Miss Waller.
Amanda Waller,
right?
Who I might add is still a stone cold, hardcore Major B in this movie.
Definitely. And then this time there's a new threat. Unlike the original Suicide Squad, which centered around Enchantress, right?
Right. Enchantress.
But in this movie, it centers around an alien.
A giant starfish. Which I saw in the trailer and I was like, really? But it's okay.
Fishzilla.
They work it in.
Is walking around. The giant starfish.
Yeah, it goes back to how this movie is not taking itself too seriously.
No, it has some B-movie elements. It has really good comedy, but the movie is very well done, man.
It's a good story.
That's all that matters, is at the end of the day, the editing smooth, seamless, different from the original, by the way,
right,
which had no sense of like linear, coherency, I guess.
Right.
Like, it kind of jumped around a lot, but
Very
this one felt really good.
Yeah, that first one felt like a TV series episode, like a CW episode. It was but this one had a really good story, and from jump, like I said, it was very engaging. They draw you in with the violence, and they're just mowing down people and stuff.
And unlike the original too, this is very much a character study and a character driven movie.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the characters, Harley Quinn, Bloodsport,
Rat Queen Lady. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Rat Queen Lady, whatever her name is, the Shark Dude. They all have, you understand that they're troubled in some way,
right.
And they get into that psychology, and it's cool because I feel that at the end of the day, this movie had humanity, know,
and it was
even though these characters are unpleasant, right?
Right, and it was very well placed. I mean, going back to the editing, they kind of give you bits and pieces throughout the movie, and so it feels more organic and it feels more like a good movie.
Yes. Yeah, with that signature, at times I was reminded of Guardians, like different tone, but like the camaraderie with the characters, the way that they're all quirky and different and unique, and they're really specific. The specificity of it is what I liked.
Yeah, and a lot of times you go through this movie and you're like, wow, they're just some crazy messed up people, but it's for a purpose. And so this is a very artful movie in a sense too. So
cinematography is beautiful.
Yeah, cinematography, and I'll get to that in just a bit.
Yeah.
But let's tell you guys about the acting, because I'm sure you guys want to know how did Idris Elba do? How has Margot Robbie really evolved as an actress in Harley Quinn's skin? So,
right.
You want to go ahead? You talked a lot about Harley Quinn and how Margot Robbie really.
Yeah, it just okay. So I saw Birds of Prey before I saw the original Suicide Squad. So I went into Harley Quinn through Birds of Prey. And when I saw Suicide Squad, I thought to myself, man, like she is not really super comfortable into her role yet. I just didn't feel like her being so naughty and you know, like I guess vivid and crazy. And then I feel like in Birds of Prey, she cemented that. And I think that she's just growing into her role more, I feel. So I really, you know, I like Margot Robbie.
It'll be hard for anyone to replace her.
Idris Elba, though. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this guy can do no wrong. You've seen him in Pacific Rim,
acting.
all these other movies. I mean, Pacific Rim was a terrible movie, but anyway, of course, he's replacing Deadshot, right? That Will Smith did in the first movie. So he does a much better job as the replacement, as the leader of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. So. And John Cena, like, I felt like he did the role justice. You know, he was supposed to be funny and deadpan humor all the way, I feel, with him. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be kind of a conflicted character, right? And he does a really good job. I think he's a little bit underrated as an actor. I thought he did a good job in this movie. King Shark, you know, Sylvester Stallone is King Shark. Well, he didn't really have to do much, right? But I thought King Shark, honestly, he was really injected in there as a lot of comic relief.
He's like the I Am Groot of this movie.
Not as lovable. I found him very annoying, but at the end of the day, he is still a cool character. And of course, guys, this is a James Gunn movie, so you know you're going to get good music, some nostalgic music. So definitely a really good soundtrack. Very artistic too, you know, sometimes psychedelic, and I'm not going to give anything away, but they do some stuff with special effects and they take their time with some scenes. And so, yeah, definitely keep your eye out for that. There is a scene with Harley Quinn that I can only describe it as the dance of death. And it is beautiful to watch, guys.
The choreography, right?
Yeah, so
it's really good.
Choreographer Henry Brahms. Nailed it.
Yeah.
We definitely feel this is worth a watch, whether in the theater or at home, preferably at the theater and the Alamo Draft House, by the way. Awesome place. And so I will say that I will give this 4 reels out of 5, not because it was like a super compelling story, but just because of the entertainment value. I found myself laughing at a lot of the death scenes because they were just hilarious and how they just created those, because you know they were just trying to be funny. And so definitely worth a watch. I highly recommend this. 4 reels out of 5.
Yeah, some good dark comedy undertones in there for sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I had a blast watching it. I really liked that they injected some Pixies music in there.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I'm a big fan of, like, I was, and it was perfect the way that it was mashed up with what was happening on the screen. I always really enjoy the way that James Gunn incorporates music into his movies. I had such a fun time watching this, and I think it's such an improvement over the original that I'm going to give it 4.5 reels.
4.5.
4.5
wow,
reels. 4.5.
So
I think that in its genre it works very well, but I also kind of think that it works very well as its own movie, as its own kind of thing.
Right. And
really creative, really good.
This is kind of like a reboot, right? And you can't, if you don't have that knowledge, you're thinking, is this a reboot or a sequel?
It's good.
It's good, guys. Definitely subscribe to our channel, guys. Like, share, and hit that bell button so that you know every single time we upload a video.
That's right. And don't forget to hit us up on social media. We're on Facebook and TikTok at Real Screeners, Instagram real.screeners. We want to tell you about our online store, realscreeners.com, where you can check out our latest t-shirt designs. We have some awesome mashups.
And of course, guys, hey, if you're in El Paso, check us out at the El Paso Convention Center, September 10th through 12th. We'll be there interviewing people, giving movie trivia, and of course, selling our awesome merch. So definitely check us out.
Yes, and don't forget to leave a thoughtful comment down below. We really want to hear your thoughts on this movie, and please tune in next time for our next Real Take on Movies. Yeah, and then Michael Cena, you know, like he fulfills the role.
John Cena.
Oh, good.
You're Michael Cena. Isn't that
Michael Cera?
Cera. And of course, guys, this is a James Gunn's. Whoa, that was a rare.